All right, big Toronto move. I can't believe they did this. I'm so excited for them because they didn't even have to give up a roster player, which is crazy. This is the most crazy part of it, that Toronto didn't have to give up a roster player for Jake McCabe and Sam Lafferty. So, like I said, I'm excited for them. This is great for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm glad they're all in, and I think it's really creative because they actually end up giving their 2025 first round pick, not their 2024. You can actually go. Actually, I'll just jump over real quick. Well, let's jump over. Let's jump right into it. Okay. So the Toronto Maple Leafs right here. Here's the trade. Let's scroll up. Let's go to their place. Let's go to their page real quick. I will show you. It is interesting, like because Cap Friendly is really on top of this stuff. By the way, zero projected cap space. That makes sense because you just use it all up to get these trades. So you can see what the trades are right here. So you can see what they have available and everything. So you can see that they have their first round for next year available. So I'm trying to pause this so that I don't get tagged or hit with a copyright. So anyways, they trade their 2025 fifth round pick or first round pick instead of 2024, which is so smart because let's jump back. I'm gonna jump back into it because I'm excited for this. So this is the strategy behind this is so smart. They're moving to 2025 pick, which is conditional top 10 protected, right? That's saying, hey, if they decide to have to do a retool or something like that, let's say that Austin Matthews isn't signed or something, so that they're now doing a retool. This allows them to be top 10 protected. So that means it'll move to the next year, I imagine. That's pretty standard with those types of picks. So let's see. What did the Toronto Maple Leafs move out? They move out Joey Anderson, Pavel Gogolev, an AHLer junior prospect, a second round pick, and a first round pick. And they get back, like I said, Jake McCabe, Sam Lafferty, and 2 fifth-round picks, one in 2024 and one in 2025. Makes sense because they're trying to probably get a little bit back. So let's jump over real quick. Let's jump over and check out Joey Anderson real quick. This should be a pretty easy in and out. He is an RFA. He was on a deal. Did play a couple of games actually with the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. You can see 24 years old, young RFA is about to expire. So Toronto or Colorado can decide to utilize him again. Again, 3 points in 14 games. He didn't have a huge role, so he didn't go crazy with it, but he did all right. He was drafted by the New Jersey Devils, so he did come over in a trade. I think he came over in the Janssen trade, I think it was. Let's see. Go to show the trade. Let's see. Yep, Andreas Janssen right here. Yep, so that makes sense. So hey, that's awesome. Good for him. Gets an opportunity in Chicago, and especially because he's so young. He'll probably end up getting signed, get a bridge deal, and prove that he deserves to be in the NHL, right? So next player we're gonna go to is Pavel Gogolev. Gogolev. I don't know. I can't see his name either. Say his name. So again, another RFA young players. This is smart for Chicago. 23 years old, undrafted. Oh, look at that. So it was a project that they found. So that's kind of nice. So it's more of like probably a roster move. Let's go to Toronto. Let's see what their roster. Yeah, they were at the top. They needed to move contracts out. So this is more of a contracts out type thing, and it works out in Chicago's favor as well. They needed to have those spaces just in case they wanted to pick up contract. By the way, they probably still could pick up Luke Shen somehow. I don't know how they do it. They'd have to probably move Justin Hall or Kerfoot to get Shen in here. But this is pretty cool. So let's see. Talking about Pavel. Let's go over here. He played in the ECHL. So again, younger prospect. He's killing it. Good for him. Hey, didn't work out with the Marlies as well so much, but he's doing phenomenal in the ACHL. Look at this. 20 points in 14 games, 48 points in 33 games. Well, that's good for him, man. Like I said, and now he's going to play for the Rockford Ice Hogs. So good for him getting an opportunity, which I said I'm very happy for him with that. So go back to the trade over here. Let's talk about this first round pick again. 2025. This makes sense because Austin Matthews has the opportunity to get re-signed this year, so he'll be a UFA the following year, right? So let's say he doesn't sign, then Toronto is going to be bad in 2025. So they want to be able to make that up and potentially be bad, which that's why they're doing the top 10 protected. So the second round pick in 2026, it's so far away, honestly. And Kyle Dubas, he's depending on his job depends on this playoffs, and so he's going all in, which I'm all for. The bummer is how dominant. The Tampa Bay Lightning have been on their in their playoffs, right? Being in the Stanley Cup Finals the last 3 years, winning 2 of them in 2019 or 2020, 2021, and now in the finals of 2020, in the finals in 2022. I apologize, I'm sick, getting over this, so we're hanging in there. So Jake McCabe, let's jump over to him real quick. Let's see this. So the cool I really like about Jake McCabe. Oh, he's number 2. Look at that. The bonus about Jake McCabe is that he's so you trade a first round, conditional protected first round draft pick for Jake McCabe, half retained. You can see over here, half retained, 50%, which is already great, right? So they're already saving on cap. They are retaining for, look at this, not just this year, not just next year, and the year after. So they get a player. This is kind of like similar to what I think of like the Hagel deal, right? So you're getting a player like Hagel who has term. So this is Jake McCabe has term. So he's going to be with the team for a long time. So this is awesome for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And honestly, let's go to let's show his numbers real quick. Mind you, he's playing on a Blackhawks team who has not been phenomenal. By the way, this is so smart for Chicago to hold on to him for so long. Now, he's never been stellar. And mind you, he is defensive, right? So he is, let's see, look at him real quick. 6'1", 204 pounds for 6'1". Good for him, man. Defenseman, 29 years old. Again, so he'll be getting to his 32 when he's done with the 31, 32-ish when he's done with the contract. You can see, so this is 2 indicators. You can see Chicago right here. In 75 games, he had 22 points. And now in 55 games, he has 20 points. So he's on a better record right now on the previous Chicago team. Last year's negative 27 and a +7, which again, we talked about plus or minus. Plus or minus is only on even strength, right? So that means he has been out on the ice when there's been more goals scored than goals scored against him while on the ice for even strength. Again, and puts up a little bit of penalty minutes, a little bit of rough and tumble. Good for him. I actually want to jump over Jay Fresh. Jay Fresh does a lot of great cards on people, so you can see Jake McCabe is doing phenomenal this year. 85% WAR, which means projected wins above replacement. Means he's in his position. He's 85% better than those players, right? So you can see he's a second pair D on the Blackhawks, right? You're seeing, so you can see the $4 million, over 3 years. What you're going to get out of him is he's good at drawing penalties right here. You can see he's good at completion, good with teammates. Doesn't play on the PP, right, the power play, but he does do a little bit on the PK. But you can see his trajectory is definitely skyrocketing up. So good for them. You can see, look at Jacob McCabe, acquired by Toronto, as a defensive first, right? Defensive minded, not putting up a ton of offense, right? But he's a top 4 blue liner, and it's crazy because you go to the line combinations right here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he's playing on the 3rd pair. So you have a second liner, a top 4 D playing on the bottom 6. I mean, this is exciting, man. So I mean, I think some of it's going to get shuffled around a little bit, but I'm really excited. I wonder if Jake McCabe's going to be put up on the first line. Well, maybe not. I don't think they'll split up Morgan Riley and TJ Brody. They've been working out really well. Liljegren and Giordano work out really well as well. But you want someone like Sandy who's a little more offensive minded. And you have more of a stay-at-home defenseman with Jake McCabe. That would be good for Sandy to be able to up his points totals. So I'm excited for that, to see how that happens and everything. So let's jump over to Sam Lafferty, though. Again, this is the creative mind of Kyle Dubas. Look at, so you're picking up Sam Lafferty not just for this year, again, but for next year as well. So again, another someone who is definitely on the trade board, 27 years old. Still young. I mean, 27 is pretty young, getting into his prime right now. You can see right here, 21 points last year in 46 games, 28 points in 51 games, again, on a bad Chicago team. Let's jump over to see how Jay Fresh has to say about Sam Lafferty. We did see a lot more talk about him, so I'm glad they were able to pick him up. So Sam Lafferty, acquired by Toronto, is a speedy bottom 6 forward, of course, bottom 6. So that's where they needed to shine. Who kills penalties, which would be huge. You can see, look, oh my God, look at this PK. Look at this, 85%, okay? 85% of the PK, that means he's more effective than 85% of players on the PK, which is what makes him such a big move for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're looking for that guy that replaces that Jake Muzzin character, right? Jake Muzzin potentially his career is potentially done with his injury that he sustained this year. But like you see, that Sam Lafferty is making a big push to reasons why he needs to be on this Toronto team to help secure him. Finishing has appeared out of nowhere this season, particularly shorthanded. I can't see the shorthanded. His finishing is up a little bit right here. You can see. So good for him, man. So again, you got some stats, a little bit of stats, and definitely more than you can see than normal, right? He is on a career high this year with NHL with his points. You can see 21 points in 51 games. So good for him, man. A career high and only going up, especially on a Toronto Maple Leafs team who will utilize him properly. Again, so going over here, see where Sam Lafferty's going to plug in, right? Like we just heard, he's going to be on the bottom six. This makes sense. You're gonna want to put out a team like a line like this: Kerfoot, Noel Acciari, and Sam Lafferty. You could probably even switch out Kerfoot for Aston Reese as well. So you think about this: who are you guys who are sitting out right now? You have Justin Hall, Aston Reese, and you have going down here, Sandine on day to day. So you have There's a lot of talent here, man. I'm really excited for this. I think this is going to be really exciting. So let's go. Penalty kill unit. Again, like we just talked about, Sam Lafferty is going to be on that penalty kill unit, right? So you're rocking, Giordano, those three right there. That's a great. Look, you got Jake McCabe is going to be on the first power penalty kill. Lafferty's going to be on your second. Are you these guys going to slide on the power play? No, they are not. Of course not. I mean, they already have a dynamic power play. But this is a super exciting trade. I'm happy with them. They really didn't have to give up a roster player, and they're going all in. This is on Kyle's job, so this makes sense for them to just go all in on it and just full bore. So good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm excited for them. I'm happy for the Blackhawks as well. They get a couple of prospects out of it. Joey Anderson, I think, will play out well with them. Get a little bit of time, and as well as getting that first round pick and an extra second. So again, I've talked about this before. I don't know if anyone's hearing me, but Chicago is doing, as much as I don't like them right now with the Kyle Beach situation that happened with them and everything with Quenneville. I don't like them, but they are, in my opinion, doing the rebuild properly. So I am impressed. I actually would love to do a video. I'll probably end up doing the one this summer on what Chicago has done right and what they're looking like moving forward. And mind you, they're probably going to move Patrick Kane this week too. So I think what Frank Seravalli is saying is that it's going to happen on Wednesday. So we'll see. I mean, they're just making moves. Honestly, just making big moves, and they got plenty of cap space left over, so they can be a broker for a team as well if they want to just pick up some more picks. So, anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know Let me know if I'm wrong. If you think this is a good deal for Toronto. I think they've got a real shot getting out of the first round. I think that Tampa's going to give them hell. But we're actually going to talk about the Jeannot trade in just a second. So I'm excited. So check out that video as well. And I think Toronto has a real shot. They have a real shot. If they don't get Vasilevsky, they have a super great shot because they have a phenomenal forward group. So anyways, love you. See you later.